Today, we're diving into a text called Gayatri Mahavigyan. Now, don't think of this as just a book of old hymns. It's really framed as a guide to a pretty profound spiritual science. We're going to explore what makes this chant one of the most sacred and powerful in the entire Vedic tradition.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by talking about what this great science really is. Then we're going to decode the incredible symbolism of Goddess Gayatri. After that, we'll get into the mantra itself, a prayer for illumination. We'll explore the practice behind it, known as sadhana. And finally, see how it all promises a path to, well, total fulfillment.
All right, so what's the deal with this great science, or Mahavigyan? Well, the idea here is that this is the very essence of all divine wisdom. It's even called the mother of the Vedas. So this isn't just one piece of the puzzle. It's presented as the source from which all other sacred knowledge flows.
And get this, the weight they put on this practice is just immense. The thinking is that the mantra has so many layers, it's so comprehensive, that to fully get it isn't something you just do in an afternoon. It could be a lifelong journey, or maybe even span multiple lifetimes. That really tells you how important this is considered as the bedrock of Vedic wisdom.
Okay, so a great science sounds pretty abstract, right? How do you even begin to wrap your head around it? Well, you can look at its physical representation. The form of Goddess Gayatri isn't just a pretty picture. Every single element is packed with deep symbolic meaning. It's like a visual roadmap to enlightenment.
And here she is, Veda Mata Gayatri. This incredible image is so central to understanding the whole philosophy. I mean, just look at that serene expression, the light she gives off, the things she's holding. Every detail tells a part of the story, so let's zoom in on the key symbols.
This is where it all comes to life. That swan she's riding, it's not just a ride. It represents discernment, the ability to separate what's true from what's not, what's real from illusion. And the lotus, it grows in the mud but stays perfectly clean, symbolizing how we can live in the world without being stained by it. The Vedas in her hand are a dead giveaway that she's the source of all knowledge. And that water pot? It represents the spiritual potential inside every single one of us, just waiting to be tapped into. So we've got the visual, the symbolism, but the real engine of this whole thing, it's the chant, the Gayatri mantra. This is where the sound and the intention come together to form the core of this spiritual science.
And here it is in its original Sanskrit. You know, the sound itself, the vibration of these words, is considered just as important as the literal meaning. Just for a second, taking the flow of this ancient prayer.
Now, this is what I find so interesting. What this prayer is actually for. It's not about asking for a new car, or better health, or winning the lottery. Nope. The Gayatri mantra has one laser-focused goal: to ask for a clear, righteous, and illuminated mind. The idea is that a sharp intellect is the ultimate tool for navigating life. Let's just walk through what it means, nice and simple. First, you start by meditating on and acknowledging the divine source of everything. Then, you focus on its qualities. It removes suffering, it brings happiness, you recognize its brilliance, its purity. And all of that leads up to one simple but powerful request. May that divine light spark up our minds and guide us down the right path. So you can understand the meaning, you can appreciate the art, but that's just the theory. The science part, the real magic, happens when you put it into practice. This is done through a disciplined routine called sadhana. This is where knowledge stops being an idea and becomes a real experience. So what exactly is sadhana? Think of it like a spiritual workout. It's not passive belief. It's an active, dedicated commitment you make to yourself. And the goal is totally systematic: to build inner strength, unshakable confidence, and a deep, lasting sense of peace. And the cool thing is, the results aren't something you have to wait years for. The practice is said to deliver some immediate psychological benefits. We're talking a quick sense of mental calm, a stronger inner core, and a growing self-confidence that makes life's curveballs feel a lot more manageable. It really builds this powerful belief that you've got what it takes. And that brings us to the end game. The path of Gayatri Sadhana isn't about checking out from the world. It's actually about engaging with it more skillfully, more peacefully. It offers this incredible dual fulfillment that makes both your inner and outer life richer. And here's that twofold reward right here. It's like two sides of the same coin. On one hand, you build inner stability. That's the practical, day-to-day benefit of having the mental strength to handle whatever life throws at you with a bit of grace.
But on the other hand, it paves the way for some serious spiritual growth. This leads to what's called tattvajnana, which is true self-knowledge. And with that comes a much deeper understanding of your purpose in life.
So, we end here. The whole science of Gayatri, from the symbolism to the mantra to the practice, it all boils down to this one core idea: illuminating the mind. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. If you could have that perfectly clear, unbiased, and enlightened mind, what's the one truth you would want to find?